right, so your pup traumatized you by bringing what into the house?
I don't think I'm ever going to be the same. So, and it started before that. So, like, since I've been going back to the office, he's been acting up, and I need advice on how to get him to quit picking on me. So, I think because I'm leaving now, he's like, "Oh, F you."
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of animals that are going through separation anxiety right now.
Yeah, he's resenting me. So what first happened?
Is this Rickles or Banjo?
Rickles.
Okay.
The pup. He's about to be 2 years old, and I just think he's too old for this crap. So he.
Oh no, he's a teenager now.
Is that a teen? Oh God, this is wrong.
I feel like he's being a teenager.
So I went back to the office for 1 week, and this started like immediately. So I came home the first day, and he was looking at me, and I was like, "Hey, buddy," and he was like, "Ah!" and like just attacked my legs, but not with teeth. He just used his paws. So he just grabbed both my legs, and then he dug his little dew claws in, and he dragged them down. So I have like scratches. See this guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that went all the way down my legs. Like he just like drapes with a Siamese cat just like scratched down my legs. And I was like, why did he do that? I'm like bleeding. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like he's got maybe an attitude with me. He got out of the house. So like a velociraptor scratched down my legs. And then the next day he gets out of the house and he escapes through the fence, and our neighbors are working on their porch, and he goes over there and he's just staring at them. So Blair and I run around the neighborhood looking for him. Apparently he's just like looking at the guys replacing the lumber, and he's like, throw that big stick, and just waiting in her yard. And I'm like, oh my God, like he's acting up so much. And he's not listening. And when we call him, he doesn't listen.
That's a teenager.
Yeah, it's making a lot of sense. And everything I tell him not to do, he's like, why? And he does it anyway. So I'm like, I'm going back to the office. He's starting to act out more. Is there like a Maury for dogs? Like where like they'll take him to boot camp? No. No, when Maury would like bring out D West and would take the kids to boot camp to teach him a lesson. And
Ricky
D. West
Lake used to do that
Ricky
back in the
Lake?
day.
Yeah, I think
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yes, Dr. Phil probably does
yeah.
it now. Dr. Phil. So Rickles is like, catch me outside.
How about that?
And then I literally did catch him outside. How about that? In my neighbor's yard. So I'm like, he's going to get hit by a car. Something, just his acting up has been too much. So they have a rule. They're not allowed to bring their inside toys outside and outside towards inside. And
Bart has that rule at our house.
yeah, so like he always gets his little stuffed dragon. He tries to take it outside. I'm like, you drop it. And he usually just drops it at the door before I even have to tell him, because he knows not to take it outside. So he went outside. I let both of them out. I wasn't really paying attention. I was on my phone. And then it was time for them to come back in, because it's real hot. You don't want to leave your dogs outside for very long. And we got big hawks in our neighborhood, like big ones. And I think they're looking at Rickles every day like, yum. So I let him back in, and I open the door, and they come in, and I'm like, he's got a toy with him. And I'm like, oh, crap. I didn't see him even take that out. That's my bad. But he brought it in. He brought it back in. It's fine. It's not sitting out there in the dirt getting rained on or anything. So I closed the door, and then I go into the living room, and he had plopped the toy in the middle of the living room. And I was like, he's acting all like, when they get like, ha, 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 ha. And they like with their little paws, like they want to play. So I was like, okay, you want to play? You want to play? And I pick up the toy, and I'm like, you want to play? It's a dead chipmunk in my hand.
No.
Most of its head was missing. I don't know what's going on. It's in my hand. I wagged it at him, and then I was just like, ah! And it dropped it. And I called my husband. He's like, what? And I just put a paper towel over it like it was a crime scene. Yeah,
Wait,
and I was
what?
like, get it. Get it.
You
Take care of
you
this.
ain't got some chalk?
No, I just put a paper towel over it. I was like, don't look at the body.
Was it
And
Chip or Dale?
I don't know.
Alvin? Simon?
Any of them.
Theodore?
There's no discernible facial features. I couldn't tell who it was. His whole face was gone.
Oh, Dobby.
And like, I know my dog didn't do that, so I feel like one of the stray cats did it, and then he just found it and was like, look what I found. But I literally scooped it up off my carpet and wagged it at him, and then was like, this feels squishier
Oh,
than usual.
Dobby.
Feels
Ow,
realistic.
this dragon is realistic. And then I was like, it's furry. The process, I know it happened fast, but it felt so slow. Like I thought that thing was in my hand for 20 minutes. So if anybody knows where I can take my dogs, that's kind of a Dr. Phil experience where he will send them to boot camp and make them stop. Please let me know.
I know it's jacked up. You shouldn't reward bad behavior, but I feel like this is a turning point, because when they bring dead animals to the door or inside or whatnot, they do it. That was gift for you.
Oh, it's like a sacrifice. Do you think I'm a god?
Okay, I didn't say that, but if that makes you feel
Now go
better,
with that.
if that makes you feel better about the situation and holding a dead chipmunk in your hand, by all means.
It does a little bit.
Okay.
Makes me feel pretty confident
That's
now.
fine.
It's a gift.
We've been through a lot the last year. Run with that.
I touched it with my hand.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
The Bert Show.